Hey guys, it's Sally. This is my memoir project for intensive reading. At first I would like to quickly or try to briefly explain myself. I don't promise, I will try not to make this very long. But my full name is Sally Eleanor Jennings. I'm 17 years old. I was born on January 6, 1995. I'm the youngest of three sisters. My older sister is Stephanie Jennings. My oldest sister is Vanessa Jennings. My parents are Debbie Jennings and Douglas Jennings. And he could not be in this interview because he's very busy. And I'm okay with that, you know. But I was born in Ocala. We moved to Sarasota when I was going into first grade. And for first grade, I went to Epiphany in Venice. For 2nd through 8th grade, I went to St. Martha's, and then I went to St. Martha's sister school, Cardinal Mooney High School, for 2 years. Hated it. I was always angry, complained about the school every day. People bullied me, whatever. And sophomore year, I told my parents, hey, I want to move. I want to transfer. I don't want to be here anymore. This is not a good high school experience. It's supposed to be like better than this. And they're like, no, you can survive for 2 more years. And I'm like, no, I can't. And so at one point, I got beat up by a boy. At that point, my parents were like, oh yeah, you can transfer now. And I'm like, thanks. 2 years of hell, and I'm finally transferred. But here I am, Sarasota Military Academy, junior year. I'm very happy, very happy. I'm less angry. I'm happy. I really don't complain about this school. Unless it's like some scheduling problem, then I'm gonna complain. It's whatever. It's little things, whatever. But other than that, I'm happy here. Personality-wise, I want to just describe how I view myself. At first, I'm very shy. I won't know how to necessarily initiate a conversation. I won't know how to like respond at some points. I'll probably just do a little like little awkward laugh, you know. I don't know what to say, you know. I never really had to make friends. Like 2nd grade, everybody's your friend in 2nd grade. That high school at Cardinal Mooney, I was still friends with people, so I already didn't really have to make friends so much. But SMA, I had it's a friendly atmosphere. It's really nice, but I had to learn how to make friends, and I made a lot of new friends. Like it's nice. I really like it, even though most of them are freshmen, but it's besides the point. But I'm happier here. But I was shy, very shy at first. But once I start coming out of my shell, I can be very loud. I'll be talkative, yes, and I guess I'm funny. I mean, I think I'm funny, but I don't think I'm like hilarious, but some people say that, and I'm just like, no, I'm not, go away. But that's besides the point. But the interviews that are coming up, they'll start with my family, my mother, 2 sisters, and a surprise interview. Those are going to be first. After that, it will be my friends. 4 of my friends will be interviewed. And then at the end, I will just sum everything up. And here comes my family interviews.
Okay, Sally's role in the family. Her role, she's the baby of the family. She was the last born. And she was born on the Epiphany, and she was my epiphany. I decided after her I would have no more children. She's headstrong. She's very good. She is not what the youngest child role should be. She's determined. She has strength, and usually the baby is cuddled and they're just always by somebody's side, and she's her own person. And the fondest memory is when she came in from pre-K, for pre-K, and she held up her fist and she goes, "You want some of this?" And I looked at her, and 2 thoughts went through my head. One was, if I said yes, she was going to hit me. The second thought that went through my head was, she's not going to hit me. So I said yes. And she hauled off and whacked me. And I just looked at her and I couldn't say anything because I said yes. So I had to tell everybody, if Sally comes up to you and she says, you want some of this? You have to say no. How much has she changed in the past years? Very much so. 2 years she was at Cardinal Mooney. St. Martha's before that. Wasn't happy. Always angry. Now that she's at SMA, things have changed. It was her choice. Wanted to go there. And she's become more focused. Nicer. Much nicer. Little angry, but not as much as before. Personality has just expounded. Entire look has changed from the way she dressed to the way she is now. Real focused on herself, focused on her future, more so now than she was before. And in the future, where do I see her? I see her a success. She's always had a determination. She's always wanted to be something. Whether it was an actress, whether it was a singer, whether it was an artist, a designer, clothing, she always wanted to do something to take her there. She has a desire. She's headstrong with that desire. And because of that determination, that's going to put her down the road. You're going to say, Sally Jennings, I went to school with her, and she didn't even sign my yearbook. And you're the one that's going to be losing out on that one.
What is Sally's role in the family? Sally's role in the family is that of the baby sister. Therefore, her role is to do whatever her older sisters tell her. What is my fondest memory of Sally? I would say that my fondest memory of Sally was when she was probably about 2 weeks old. I was rocking her to sleep, and she just looked up at me right before she went to sleep and grabbed onto, tried to grab onto my hand and just snuggled in. And she kind of wormed her way into my heart from that moment on. How has she changed in the past few years? Sally has become more independent and more outgoing and vivacious and really developing her own sense of self. And it's been really fun to watch her do that. Where do I see Sally in the future? Well, where don't I see Sally in the future? Sally can do almost anything that she wants to do and that she sets her mind to. She just has to figure out what that is. I can see her being an actress, being a writer, anything in the creative field. An artist. She's very, very talented and gifted, and I'm really excited to see what the future has in store for her.
Sally's role in the family. Well, I think she's the glue, pretty much, that sticks me and Vanessa together, because I don't think me and Vanessa, my older sister, would be all that close without Sally. She's kind of the funny one that brings us all together, pretty much, for sister bonding time, or that kind of deal. And she's very important for me for that. So I'm very happy that she is here to bring us together. It's very nice. My fondest memory of Sally would have to be when we were kids. I was the speaker for Sally when she had her pacifier. And I would say the most obnoxious things like, oh, Sally wants me to have this instead of Sally wants this and Sally wants that. Of course, my mother didn't believe me, but still, it's my fondest memory because she would always give me this nasty look and it was really funny. And it sticks out in my brain so much. Sally has changed so much in the past few years. In good ways and in bad, like everybody else. But more in good than in bad, of course. She's definitely changed. Her attitude has changed so much since she started SMA, and I like this new change. She's more independent. She's more self-confident, and I like this. I like to see that in my sister, of course. And also, her wardrobe has changed. And it's not a bad change either. At least she looks good in her clothes. I see Sally so much so far in the future, so successful in the future. She has such a drive for anything that she does. she'll be successful in whatever she decides to do in the future. And I'm excited to see what she becomes in the future. Whether it be in her art field, an acting field, in any kind of field. It would be very interesting to see Sally. And I can't wait.
Alright, Sally, this is one long take, so I hope you like what you get. Alright, first question. What was your first thought when you met me? Be honest. Well, honestly, it was in character. I was Jack Sparrow and we were at ShadowCon, so I think you met me by fangirling and I met you by thinking, who is this lass and how does she even know me? What does she know about me? I've never met her face before, and what is she doing around me? I don't even know who or whereabouts, so when she's not here. So, this is awkward. But then I realized you were just some crazy person who was hilarious, and we've been talking ever since, and probably making no sense at the same time. So, that is the first question. Okay, what is your fondest memory of me? That would be the same as the first time I met you, because we were making complete fools of ourselves, and laughing, and doing a million impressions, and you were going crazy, and I am just crazy, so... The best part was that we did it right next to Quentin Flynn, a famous voice actor, and I think either made him mad or embarrassed him because I was doing more voice acting and better than he was at the moment, and it kind of may have not been a good idea, but all the same, it just shows that I guess you think I'm awesome, and maybe I am. Ego. How much have I changed since you first saw me? Well, I'd say not at all. You mad? 'Cause, well, ever since I met you, you've been Sally. Sally is Sally. Sally is rarity. And, the only thing that's different is that you know me more. And that might be a good thing, but I don't care. Fourth question, where do you see me in the future? I see you on a boat in Equestria, making $1 million, selling coats, and kicking people in the face because they don't like what you do. Maybe you also have a Ferrari that can fly, and you have an apartment that comes with a jacuzzi, and you have a shirtless waiter. Yeah, that's about it. That's where I really see you. So, I hope you like that too. Okay? So there's your 4 questions. Good luck with what I just did.
Hi there, I'm Rocky, and I'm going to be helping Sally out with her interview. Anyways, to answer the questions. What was my first thought when I first met her? When I first met Sally, we were actually with a group of friends from a convention, and we were at McDonald's. And she was actually a bit timid. Like, she wasn't acting out so much, probably because she wasn't familiar with everybody. But she was really funny and really sweet. And I mean, I of course found out later that we came from the same city, so I was really excited to get to know her really fast. So, and we did. Our fondest memory. It was probably, I don't know, we've actually spent a lot of time together. Even though I just met her like a month ago, we've been hanging out a lot. Fondest memory was probably just, it was probably when I just slept over at her house and her sister wasn't there, and we just, I don't know, we sat on a bed and watched TV and ate pizza, and I mean, for how simple it was, it felt just like a really cool bonding moment. Like, I mean, we didn't have to do much. It was awesome to spend time with her, because any other time she's hilarious, she's funny, she's loud, hyper and active, but that's a good thing. I mean, I enjoy energy and stuff like that. How much has she changed since I first saw her? Definitely become more outspoken and a lot more comfortable with me, because when I first met her, like I said, she was really timid, you know, kind of withdrawn, only because she didn't know me too well. But man, just give it like a day or two and she comes right out. Like, she definitely put herself out there, become good friends with me, and she has. She's really been there for me, and it's really been quite the experience being friends with this girl. It's it's been an adventure. And then where do I see her in the future? If she can get her butt into gear through college or any other kind of training, she's gonna go far. Like, I mean, granted, all I'm talking about is just a little push, but she's got exactly what it takes for the willpower, the talent, the skill. She's got everything meant to become great. I mean, the only reason I don't specify is because I think she's a little unsure about her field, whether it wants to be in modeling or photography or digital art or such. But either way, she's good at all of them. She's gonna be something huge. I want to say a star, but that's kind of like acting. But I digress. She's gonna be awesome. So thank you, and that's Raquel's segment for Sally's interview. Yay! Talk to you later.
Hey Sally. So the first question is, what was my first thought when I met you? My first thought when I met you was that you had like a billion book covers. In 6th grade, I didn't have any, so I borrowed some from you, and that's how we became best friends. We started talking after that. What is my fondest memory with you? We've had 6 years of fond memories, and I cannot choose one, but a few that I really love were the Washington, D.C. trip, and the Maine concert, and Rock the Universe, and just like all that stuff. It was so much fun. How much have you changed since I first met you? We've like aged 6 years, but that's about it. Like our personalities and sense of humor is pretty much the same as it was in middle school. So, yeah. Where do I see you in the future? I see you having your own Judge Judy type show, like Judge Sally, and also marrying an Australian actor and having a little adopted Chinese son and living in a giant mansion. Bye!
Hi, so I have some questions to answer today for Sally's interview project, so I'm just going to jump right in. What was your first thought when you met me? Well, when I met Sally, we were in 5th grade, so I didn't really have any prejudgments about her, so I just thought she was a normal, nice person. And what is your fondest memory of me? Well, I guess my fondest memory with Sally would have to be the times after lunch in middle school where we would go to this table at recess where all the funny guys would sit and tell jokes, and they would just say the most hilarious things, and me, Sally, and a bunch of friends would just sit there and listen to them and just crack up, and those were just really good times, and yeah, I guess that would be my fondest memory. How have I changed since you met me? Well, Sally hasn't really changed all that much, to be honest. Like, as a person, I don't feel that she's changed all that much. But, I mean, obviously, I met her in 5th grade, so she's changed physically, and she's obviously gone through a few more experiences, so she's changed in that respect. But as a person, she hasn't really changed. And then, where do you see me in the future? In the future, I see Sally doing something with music, because I know she has a fantastic singing voice. I love to hear her sing. So I definitely see her using her voice sometime in the future. And I guess that's all the questions. So I should wrap this up now. Bye-bye.
Wow. Okay, so that was a lot of interviews. It was long. It was very long, but I thought it was a lot of fun. Putting it together, on the other hand, was not fun. This was hard, putting it together, but getting everybody to do the interviews, it was neat. When I saw everybody's, I was like, okay, how we met, all right. But then it like gets to the fondest memory, and this goes for everybody. It gets to the fondest memory. I just smiled, and I just went, I don't know, it just made me thought, and it made me feel really good about myself. I was like, aw, these people are great, and I'm glad I chose them. Like, they're my friends, so. But I don't know, it was really cool seeing what everybody kind of thought about me. It gave me even new insight about myself, if that even makes any sense at all, which probably doesn't, but it's how I feel. So I just want to thank everybody. It was great to see you all do this for me. Even my cat, who left and didn't do anything. She didn't, just forget my cat. But that's besides the point. I just want to thank everybody. Yeah, and I want to thank you guys for watching this, for actually sitting down and watching this really long video about me. It's an awful thing to say, but it's true. Thank you. And yep, that's about it. This is my memoir project for intensive reading class 2012. Thank you for watching. I miss you, Alex.